Alive. Wait, I'm not live. Yes, I am live. Uh, Um, Hi, my name is Vic Karanovich Bill. I wanted to just quickly make a video. Maybe some you have, maybe you haven't seen that. I'm going to be going live tomorrow with an organization called Ukraine Aid Ops or Ukraine Aid Operations. And I just wanted to talk about real quick why I decided to do that and why I decided to um, invest my time into this uh, organization a little bit. Um, as you may or may not know, I started right around when the war started in Ukraine, called a million Americans for a no-fly zone over Ukraine. So at that point, it was seemingly looking like that it was going to be a disastrous air campaign against the people of Ukraine, and I was just thinking, listen, where can I invest my time to uh, maybe make the biggest benefit? And so none of us really knew what this Russian assault into Ukraine would look like. And so I created this group to help push politicians, especially politicians who may not be as familiar. Trust me, there's a ton of those. And I created this group on Facebook to hopefully, and other places, to hopefully rally support, to push Congress, to push politicians, to have them basically do what they can to add defenses to Ukraine's um, Ukraine's kind of like air defense. And obviously, doing a no-fly zone was not popular with anybody, especially the American government. And it was a very big uphill battle. And so, what I wanted to do didn't pan out. And so, as we kind of watched what was happening in Ukraine and things were getting worse, and it's kind of like, whoa, what is this thing going on in Bucha? Why are there more civilians dying than soldiers? And we just kind of saw uh, just kind of repeat of Soviet tactics that Russia used to do on civilian populations to get them to comply. And I realized that this was not going to be something um, that any country or any person is going to be able to negotiate. Just if you look at Russian history and if you look at Soviet history especially, this is what they do. This is the approach that they take when undergoing warfare. So the what happened in Ukraine was not a big surprise. So I just wanted to help Ukraine in some way, and the no fly zone didn't pan out, and I knew that we needed to do something. And so I looked to, okay, so if we have no choice, but the world has no choice but to send aid somehow, on a grassroots level to Ukraine, then this then how do I do that? So what happened was I kind of took a pause from the no-fly zone movement that I started to create, and I was looking at options as, how can I rally support for military support? How can I rally for non-lethal support, non-lethal aid support? And basically, um, in doing so, I use ex-American soldiers on the ground in Ukraine, and they helped me kind of go through the scams out there. And there's a few organizations that I am familiar with now, and that I've been able to verify, and and this is one of them. So I'm going to sit down tomorrow with, in the 24 hours actually. I'm going to sit down with Ukraine Aid Ops. We're going to go through their amazing story, We are going to see exactly how they operate. How does a grassroots organization working in Ukraine operate? And we are going to be sitting down with um, somebody who manages their operations from the US, and they are completely volunteer organization, and they have about 40 people completely volunteering to get things going, to get armored plates, drones, anything that's non-lethal equipment from Amazon, from all kinds of places all over the world to the people that need it most on the ground in eastern Ukraine. And so, thankfully, I was able to get that to find them, to understand how they function, how they work. And I think it's just going to be, what is our exposure to Ukraine? We kind of like uh, we read whatever we get from the news, right? But what actually happens on the ground is a whole different experience. And so I wanted just to help be that force a little bit to connect people to what's going on the ground in Ukraine and highlight this amazing organization. So let me just tell you how to join me and Alan from Ukraine Aid Ops tomorrow. We're going to run through everything. There's going to be time for QA. There's going to be time to really understand how does a grassroots organization that has 40 person staff, this organization function to get defensive equipment, especially plates. When somebody goes to when I say somebody, when a like historian, when a firefighter, when a medic, like a nurse, goes to the Eastern Front, because these are people who have had their lives uprooted, and they have to go defend their families, their communities. So usually a lot of people think that the Ukrainian army is just giving them a bunch of stuff and here you go. But that's not true. There is a huge shortage, I found out, of everything. And so my original movement of trying to create a new no-fly zone has really been about how do we get how do we get the things that the Ukrainians need the most to defend themselves? This is not, and the real reason why I think I'm so motivated by this, you know, is because this is not a war. This is not just a typical war. This is a war of evil. The 25 rapes, and just in the small town of Bucha, the 20 to 50,000 dead in Mariupol, the 50 to 100 soldiers that Ukraine is losing. These are like civilian soldiers mostly, per day. It's now a war against evil, and it would be very sad if the world didn't help Ukraine finish this war uh, on the side of defending against evil. And so I really hope that you will join me tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern, um, on here on my profile. We're going to be streaming this to a lot of places on A Million Americans again for arming Ukraine, on Ukraine Aid Ops' Twitter. So we're streaming this everywhere. You see this link here below, leadrapport.com/Ukraine. And so that is actually a YouTube link that'll send you to a YouTube page, and you can just go there at 7:30 Eastern. And and I hope that you join me, and I hope that this is going to be a good experience to understand what's actually going on. And I'll see you tomorrow. So thank you so much. I really appreciate your support.